Hello YouTube, I'm back again. Today I want to mention a few things, but mostly I want to mention to people, about feeding themselves. Like I always mention that if you're going to be a prepper, there's two things you need. Water is one, and beans and rice is the other. Alright, and along with a few other things that you know, but I always mention beans and rice. But I also want to show you something else other than beans and rice. Pasta. You gotta have pasta. This right here, this is rigatoni. This one is medium shells. And this one is ziti. I mean, if you got a large family, I don't know what you could consider a large family. I'm gonna say a family of maybe 7. Okay, as a large family, a parents, maybe a grandparent is there with them, and maybe 4 kids. So I'll say a family of 7, and you got to feed them on a daily basis. I mean, in the way the prices of meat is today, you can't afford to go out and buy a lot of meat. Maybe you got, let's say 3 pounds of hamburger. Get you a box of pasta. Some spaghetti. There you go. You got maybe enough spaghetti for 7 people for 2 days, and they won't be hungry. All you got to do is have some sauce. I mean, all of this you can add sauce too. Like me, I like to add Alfredo sauce to this. Throw some chicken, cut up some chicken breasts and mix it in there, and I got me some chicken Alfredo with the shells. Get the sauce. It could be cheese sauce. You could be like I say, Alfredo sauce. It could be spaghetti sauce. It can just be any kind of pasta sauce. It could be any kind of sauce, or you don't even need sauce. You can just do it with vegetables. You can do it with fish, like shrimp or something like that. Pasta is great. If you got some pasta in the house, or if you don't have pasta in the house, you need to go out and buy some pasta. Add it to your preps. Pasta is good. I mean, a lot of people go out and buy romaine noodles. That's grand, that's dandy. But me, I'm like old school. I like to cook my own pasta, and I'm pretty decent at it. I mean, I'm not a great cook, but I'm good enough to cook pasta, and anybody should be able to be good enough to cook pasta. You know what I mean? Just watch it. Make sure you boil in the water, and it's all good. And like I say, you won't go hungry, especially if you have a large group. Like I said, 7 people or more. Even if you have less. I mean, I'm just saying like the shells, a whole box of this, and maybe about 3 pounds of meat. It could be chicken, could be shrimp, it could be hamburger. That'll feed them for about maybe, let's see, 2, maybe 3 days, depending on how much they eat. And it's very good. And on another note, I seen in a Time, I think it was Times, that 32% of Americans wasn't able to make their mortgage payments in July. I mean, in July it's not even open. Over. And I was thinking, man, it's gonna be bad. We already in shit hit the fan. I already told you that. The shit already hit the fan. And so that's why I'm saying you gotta be ready. You gotta get into that mindset of survival every day. That every time you go out to buy something, you gotta buy for 2. I'm just saying, you gotta buy for that today, and you gotta buy for that tomorrow. Alright? So you gotta get in the prepper set of 2 equals 1, or 2 equals none, or whatever it is. I keep getting confused, but I know, just buy extra. If you got your preps topped off, top them off again. Because things are about to get bad, especially with the food crisis. And like I said, I haven't been out. I'm going to tell you the honest to God truth. I don't know what the prices are at the stores or anything like that. Like I say, this is some stuff I had that I was rotating some of my cans the other day, and I was seeing my pasta was over there, so I went over there and checked them out too. Because you got to rotate your stuff and check the dates and stuff on there. And I decided to make this video. So basically, like I said, people, things have changed. And we got to get in that mindset that it has changed. And let me tell you something else. When August roll around and they start making our kids, my grandkids, my grandnephews and my nieces, political subjects as far as going back to school, it is going to divide this country even more, because right now it's 50-50. Half the parents say they should send their kids back. Half the parents say they shouldn't. I'm going to do a video on what I know about it. But right now I don't know too much about it. I know one thing is I don't know how they're going to solve this problem, because most of our kids got to catch a bus. And, oh yeah, you got social distancing in the classroom, but what about on that bus? So I don't know. It's like playing Russian roulette. With anything, I didn't really want to talk about that. I just wanted to remind everybody that you got to buy extra right now. Don't just buy enough. Buy a little bit more, because we're going to need that, because winter's coming. Every year around this time, I start mentioning that winter's coming. It's like the ant and the grasshopper. You got to prepare in the summer for the winter. And that's all I got to say. Thank you, YouTube.